here's the thing. With people that are here, it's like, okay, a lot of locals, people are born here, you know, 4th generation, 5th generation, they can't afford to live here, so they end up sharing these houses, these rooms with other families, and everything's so tight and it's crazy because they want to stay where they're comfortable, where they're familiar, you know, and people just can't afford to live here. And then so everybody moves out because they can't afford it, and the people that move in to Santa Barbara and the people that buy the property all start to look the same way, like the people in the magazines. It's just like the worst thing. So we got this Santa Barbara community that all is starting to look the same, like these models, these like perfect people, and you can tell, so the people who can afford to live here have the money, obviously, right? Because, you know, people that are broke can't afford it because the property values are so high. People are greedy, they charge what they can. If they own the property and live all their lives, they charge what they can because, hell, you know, who doesn't want money? Let's freaking make money. So they start charging the high rates like everybody else does, and the only people that can afford to live here are the people that get money. So the people that get money all look a certain way. It's visually in front of me in Santa Barbara. That's who lives here, is the people that are freaking supermodels, you know, and everybody starts to look the same. So we got this town that's not real, this town of like beautiful people, and the distribution of wealth is so unfair, and we can see that. This is a perfect example. Come to Santa Barbara and you will see that people that get the money look a certain way, and that's the freaking world we live in, and it's horrible, and it's stupid, and it's ridiculous, and that's where we're at. That's, you know, and it's just proof. Here is like the actual real thing. The Italian Greek Deli in Santa Barbara got, you know, they were old school place, and here forever in Santa Barbara. It all goes to rent. 70% of our income goes to rent, okay? And, you know, in the national standards, it's not supposed to be any more than 30, no more than 40%, but 30% is the national standard of 30% of your income goes to rent. Here it's like 70. And there's no cap on it. City council, where's the cap? Where's the rent cap, you know? And we got to do it. But they don't care because, hey, the more we get affluential people living here, the more we have the people with the money live here, it supposedly makes a better town, you know? And it's like, whatever. That's not true. People don't like people without money. They don't, and they don't want them in their town, and that's why they're not having that happening. That's why they're not doing those caps, the rent caps, you know? It's so stupid. It's just ridiculous. So in this next documentary that we're working on, in 2008 elections coming up, Jerry is an activist, I'm an activist. That's how we really were into working together. And, you know, we continue our work through art. Making movies is my art. You know, doing videos, it's like the moving picture. That's for me, like bringing humor and realization into it is totally cool. Not that you know, Jerry is kind of a funny guy, and I find him funny. You know, it's kind of like indirect humor. And the way that he puts things, the way he says things is so classic and so precious that I think it's very entertaining for the public. So, you know, activism is what we're about, and I think that's the most important thing. People are exhausted, they're tired, and they don't want to try to change something, or they think, hey, you know, it's the group mind, and it's the flow of the world, and whatever happens with that is, you know, not my responsibility. I just got to take care of myself, stay out of it, whatever. It's like, yeah, right? Are you kidding me? Do you know how we all impact each other's lives? And people look at each other as role models, and what we see on television and what we see, you know, in our workplace, that's what people follow, and that's what they think is acceptable or, you know, unacceptable. So we all have this huge power, and we got to start using it. We can't just ignore it like we've been doing. So here in Santa Barbara, we got the freaking Newspress, who is having issues. I mean, there's a lot of issues going on, but the big one is that they don't want their employees to join the union. I mean, that is like been made so clear by the management of the Newspress. And every worker has the right to join a union, and you can't, I mean, they do. Like, I have a legal dictionary, and I can read you some of those terms. They do.
Word on the street is that they didn't invite anybody from the Newspress, which is not surprising to me, but it'll be interesting to hear some of the reasons behind that. I'm here with Colby Frazier. Colby, you work for the Daily Sound?
Yeah.
And when did you start working there?
October I started, so
Okay. Why? Why did you take a job at the Daily Sound?
because I got fired at the Santa Barbara Newspress from my position there. Yeah.
That's what I heard. So, what happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was the heart of the union effort at that time, still is, So they told me that I wasn't living up to their standards. They just kind of made up some reasons and got rid of me.
Were you like doing stuff to help the union, get moved forward, or?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I was definitely on the other employees' side.
Okay.
So I was wearing my union T-shirt and things. So.
Were you?
Yeah. So.
And at work?
Yeah.
At Newspress?
Yeah. So I was an easy target, I guess. But I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like I got out. Now, in retrospect, I think it seems like I actually got out nice and early. I mean,
that's
almost
crazy.
everyone's been fired anyway.